Welcome back to Jennifer Broussard Art. Today I thought it would be super fun to see what we can make with some heart cookie cutters, some watercolor paper, some bubbles, and some paint. Let's get started. I've been seeing a lot of people on Instagram and other social media using bubbles to make some really pretty patterns on their watercolor paper. When I was a teacher of first grade, I did this with tempera paint with my first grade students, and it came out really cool. I just never did it again because it was really hard to do with all of those little kids. So when I saw the woman doing this on her Instagram account, I couldn't believe it. So I decided I'm going to give it a try too. I'm going to put these little hearts, I think this one's a little bit too big. I'm going to do this, that, and that. Now these they're cookie cutters, so this side's kind of sharp and this side is rounded. So I'm going to put the sharp side on the bottom. There, like that. So I'm going to see if this works. I'm not really sure. I'm going to mix these up a little bit better. Maybe it would be better if I blew a straw through, but I think I have enough up here. I'm just going to scoop them up and put them in the cookie cutter. Just move them around and make sure they get all the way in there. Okay, and then you're supposed to put paint on it. So I'm going to get some opera pink. This is Opus. It's by Vinci. Ooh, look at that. I don't know if it's going to go all the way. I just put soap in my paint. I don't know. It might. I don't know what it's going to do. It'll be interesting to see once it's dry. I don't know how long it takes either. Let's see, do I have a straw? I do not have a straw, so I'm going to just proceed. Put some in here. Maybe I'll put fewer bubbles in here. It won't be as high as the cookie cutter. Now let's do, what color? Let's do some lavender. Oops, didn't mean to do that either. I'm just out of control today. Let's do another one here. I think this one I want to do sea glass. Maybe we can do different colors on this one. See if we can do, let's see, let's get, what would go with sea glass? I think some kind of orange. Let's get vermilion hue. And then let's splatter some opera, some lavender, and then all you have to do is wait. Okay, it's been an hour and all the bubbles are popped and there isn't anything left, so I'm going to take them off. Looks like I didn't have any bubbles here. That looks pretty. Maybe there was maybe too much pigment. Oh, look at that mix. That looks really good. They're not quite dry. You can, oh yeah, don't do that to your own. I'm going to dry this with the dryer and come back. Now I'm going to embellish a little bit. Of the three of them, I think this one came out the best because you can tell that it's bubbles. It has nice little circles and they're all randomly placed. This one's pretty too, but it's not so bubbly. I think I had a little too much pigment on my brush and landed too thickly. I like the mix of this, and I like this area right here, but again, it's not as defined as this one. So it's going to take a little bit of back and forth and trial and error to get it the way you want it, but I thought it would be fun to add a little bit of shadow or something. I'm going to do this right along this edge, like the light is over here on the left. I'm going to put this Artemis shadow. Artemis is Moonglow. Same thing as Moonglow by Daniel Smith. Damp brush to take up some of the water. There's a lot of water. Okay. I'm just making it grow now. Okay, now a little bit darker Artemis, I'm going to go right here on the edge. Okay, let's do that over here. I'm just going to take the Artemis and put it on dry paper, and then I'll soften it. And then some darker Artemis right along the edge. Let's put some here. And then some darker pigment right along the edge. That looks good. And then we can do some lettering. I'm going to put Be Mine on this one. Okay, I'm putting some little lines so that I can do the lettering semi-straight. Okay, this one's going to say Forever. And then I'll just put two on here and I'll think of what else to put. I'm ready to do the lettering. I wrote on what I want each heart to say, and I've got some red rose deep on my number 1 Escoda, and I'm just going to trace over. I have no tips or tricks for lettering. Just use a skinny brush, and I have to have it traced on. Go nice and slow. Okay, I'm going to do the rest and then come back. It's all dry, and now I can take off the pencil marks. And then you can do more stuff to it if you want. I'm going to add a little bit more shadow. I'm just going to add this to it. And I'm going to spread that out. This is the brush I used for the letters. I think this one I'll use the lavender. And then spread it out. Now this one I think I'll use some sea glass. And there is your simple, cute little Valentine's card. I did the same process again on a little bit bigger paper with the bigger cookie cutters. And I used rainbow colors. It's been on here about a half hour. I'm excited to see how that looks. Isn't this pretty with the different rainbow colors? I love it. I still have not figured out how this one managed to be absolutely perfect, and none of the other ones are. This has perfect little bubble shapes in it, but you can barely tell right up here and right there and a little bit here, but the rest of it is pretty well like it was too wet or something. But I still think it's pretty. I still think these are pretty. So I'm going to do a little bit to this one because it's very pale. I'm going to use this Pilot G-Tech C4 and I'm going to go around. A couple times, 3 or 4 times. This one too. And I thought I would write "falling for you." I'm going to do some cursive. I could do a little more on this and on the downstrokes, make them darker. Falling for Here are your 2 cards for Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for watching to the end, and I will see you in the next video.